Yo, what's up fanbase, it's your boy Blaze Hollow coming at you again with another what if. This time I'll be bringing you What If Deku Had All for One Part 20. I just want to say before we get into the video, I hope that you're enjoying the holidays with your family and have a happy new year. So with all that said, start that intro and get into it.
I honestly don't think you can become a hero.
Students that were within the burning city zone were trying to figure out what they should do while they were still on top of the building, while Tsuyu was still sweating like crazy, not enjoying the heat. We need to find a way out of this zone before I'm cooked alive. It was trying to figure out a safe way to get down the building without getting caught within the fire or giving away their location. We can try going down the fire escape and hiding in alleyways until we get out of the burning city. Denki was confused, looking over the edge of the building from all four sides and realizing that no one was here except for them. Hey guys, don't you think it's a little bit odd that there were so many villains in the plaza but they didn't send any to the zones? Minetta was freaking out as he was biting onto his fingers, wishing that he wasn't here. Who cares about there not being any villains here? It means that we have a better chance of running away. We just need to figure out a way to get off this building. Denki was looking at all three of his classmates, knowing that the situation wasn't good for them. I guess then we should try taking the fire escape like Iida suggested. Tsuyu started to make her way over to the fire escape as she wanted to make sure that it was safe, while pulling on certain areas of her suit, trying to get it to stop clinging to her skin, feeling completely disgusted by how much she was sweating. I'll climb down first just in case the thing breaks. I can easily hop to safety. Iida nodded his head as he was making sure to watch the city streets below. Don't worry, I got your back. After a few minutes they were able to get down the fire escape, making their way through the city trying to be as stealthy as possible. But they decided to stop for a few minutes to catch their breath. That's when Denki was wiping his brow as his arm bumped against his headset, which reminded him that it's also part radio communicator, which gave him an idea. Hey guys, I just realized that the headset that I'm wearing can also be used as a radio. I can try to radio back to school to let them know what's going on so they can send us help. Minetta started to jump for joy, realizing that there was actually some hope for some real heroes to come and save them. And what are you waiting for? Hurry up and radio in so they can send us some real heroes. Denki tried to radio out using his headset, only for him to hear static in his ears. Looks like the signal is jammed. We might have to get outside of the USJ to be able to send out a signal. Before anyone could come up with a plan, the sound of gunfire could be heard as a bullet rocketed right through the group, hitting none of them, leaving a hole in the wall right next to Iida's head, causing the group to freak out and run in separate ways of the alleyway as Tsuyu and Iida ended up going north, dodging and weaving throughout the bullets, while Minetta and Denki headed south as they were actually going inside of one of the burning buildings that had the least amount of fire in it to get some cover. As we cut away to the tallest building within the burning city zone, we see a man smirking with his arm in the shape of a sniper rifle. May the hunt begin. The only question is, which group should I go after? The two idiots or the ones who actually seem to have some form of intelligence? Ragiri glared at the man in the trench coat. Not fooling around, Six. You have a job to do. I'm heading off to the mountain zone to make sure our ally is getting ready to throw the massive boulders so the heroes can get more confused about the situation. Six rolled his eyes as he started to walk towards the edge of the building. Don't worry, I got this. Just let me have my fun. The boss said for me to cause chaos, and that's what I'm going to do, but he didn't say how I had to do it. Ragiri just shook his head as he started to fly away. Just get it done, Six. After a few minutes, we head back inside one of the burning buildings to see that Denki and Minetta are trying to get to the opposite side of the building but keep on running, only to see that the part of the building has crumbled and some of the lights around them are still flickering. Minetta was freaking out even worse than before as he was holding onto Denki's leg. What are we going to do? There's apparently an active shooter in this area and he wants both of our heads. Denki was terrified, but he was trying to think even though it wasn't his strong suit. We really need to get outside of the USJ. Maybe then I can radio onto campus. Minetta started to look around at their situation, getting a really bad feeling about what could happen to them. Then we need to get out of this building. Maybe we can reconvene with the others others. Denki nodded his head as they started to walk back towards the entrance of the building before they got trapped inside of it completely. The only problem we have is how are we going to avoid the shooter? Six then appeared in between the flickering of the lights right behind them like he came out of thin air. That is going to be a tough one. The shooter usually always keeps an eye on their target. Minetta slowly turned his head upwards as he saw a man dressed in a full black bodysuit along with a tan trench coat. Where did you come from? Six gives a devilish grin. Don't worry about it. He then proceeds to kick Minetta in the center of his body as hard as he could, sending the purple-haired boy skyrocketing into one of the nearby buildings. Well, I better make sure that the boy is dead. Do me a favor, kid, and run. It makes things a lot more enjoyable for me. Denki turned around as he was getting ready to send out a static pulse, only for the next moment to notice the mysterious man was already gone like he was never there. Where did he go? Denki shook his head, trying to focus, deciding on what he should be doing, and he realized he wouldn't have the strength to save his friend, so he started to run to the nearest boundary of the USJ, hoping to break a hole to get out. Forgive me, Minetta. I promise one day I will avenge you. He cut away over to the building that Minetta was slammed into as Six then appeared, seeing that the boy was all bloody and bruising and showing very little signs of clinging to life. Six then slowly walked over to the small boy as he started to turn his arm into a gun and getting ready to blow his brains out. Do you have any last words before you die? Minetta was struggling to breathe, feeling like all of his ribs were cracked open. Seeing that the barrel of the gun was pointed right at his head, he started to cry like crazy. I don't want to die like this. I haven't even gotten to be with a girl before. I can't believe I'm about to die a virgin. Six just started to chuckle as he just shook his head as he fired the bullet right into Minetta's head, killing him on the spot. That was the most pathetic set of last words I ever heard. I think I just did the world a service by killing you. We then find Iida and Tsuyu, who still are going through alleyways trying to get out of the burning city zone, unaware of what just happened to one of their classmates. Tsuyu started to feel herself slowing down more and more because of the moisture that was leaving her body quicker than it could be replaced. I saw that you were carrying orange juice earlier. Do you happen to have any more? I'm starting to dehydrate, and if this continues, I might pass out soon. Iida was checking to see if he had any more, only to find out that he had one bottle left. Yeah, it's my last bottle. I'll have to be careful using my engine, but I'd rather you have it, so you don't end up fainting on me. Tsuyu took the bottle and drank a few sips, wanting to use it sparingly. Thank you. When we get out of here, I'll make sure to get you a new bottle. Just smiled as he just waved off the jester. Don't worry about it. It's what heroes do. Tsuyu was worried about her other classmates. Do you think Denki and Minetta are going to be okay? We've been hearing gunshots in the other direction for a while. Iida was very concerned, but didn't want to lose morality. I'm sure they're alright. We need to get to the entrance so we can try to head out of here and contact the main building. Tsuyu looked out of the alleyway for a second and she saw a blur past her vision, but then when she blinked, the thing was gone. We're not alone. We need to get moving. Tsuyu was surprised when she didn't hear anything from Iida. When she turned around, she saw that he was gone, which made her freak out. He then looked up and down the alleyway, realizing that she was alone, then decided to leap onto one of the walls, crawling upward to get a height advantage, only for her to see two dust clouds running throughout the city. As we cut down to the street, seeing Iida trying to run away from Six. I do not know where you came from in the alleyway or how you separated me from my classmate, but I will not let you touch her, so catch me if you can. Six was amused, not running at his full speed, just lagging a little bit behind the youngster and wanting to enjoy the chase. Trust me, if I wanted the girl first, I would have grabbed her when I zoomed by. I wanted somebody to chase first so I can then deal with the slow prey later. Iida was annoyed hearing that this man just wanted to hunt down his classmates like they were wild animals. Is this just a game to you? Do you not realize that you're trying to bring harm to students? Six started to laugh like a madman. You're underestimating what I've actually been doing. I actually killed one of your classmates already. He was so pathetic when he started to cry about dying a virgin. It was so sad that I almost start laughing every time I think about it now. Iida stopped dead in his tracks as he saw Six skid past him as he realized that one of his classmates had died because they split up. I can't believe you really killed one of us. Six smirked, enjoying the look on Iida's face. If you want, I can take you to where his corpse is. Most of his body got mangled when I kicked him through a building. building, but there should be enough of him except for his brain and forehead. So the family can at least give him a funeral, but they might want to have a closed casket. Iida was so enraged by how easily Six could just make jokes about killing somebody to the point he decided to run up to him and kick him in the chest with all of his power. "I will avenge my fallen comrade and bring you to justice." Six caught the kick as he just grabbed onto Iida's leg and just slammed him onto the ground, giving him a quick few punches to the chest, only for Six to jump back and give the boy some breathing room. "Your footwork needs a lot of work, and you're assuming that I don't have more combat experience than you, which is definitely wrong. You would have been better off continuing to run. You might have even lived a little bit longer." Iida coughed up a little bit of blood as he was struggling to get back onto his feet. "Don't expect to beat you, but if I'm able to stall you long enough for one of my classmates to be able to get out of here and get a hold of actual pro heroes back at campus, I'm willing to risk my life to keep you here." Six hung his head down low as he was just starting to laugh like he heard the best joke in his life as he sat down on a piece of rubble that was right next to him. "You seriously don't get it, kid. I've been playing with you this entire time, yet you assume that you've been a great distraction. Even if you were, you should know that there are other creatures in each zone dealing with pros and your classmates. I'm just one of the contingency plans to take out a certain amount of students. So while we play this song and dance of running away fighting, other classmates of yours are already dying by other creatures' hands." Iida had the realism hit him like a brick wall, seeing that not only his group was in danger, but the others as well, as there could also be creatures way worse than Six out there. "It doesn't matter if there are still other creatures out there. I will stall you with all of my power and speed, just like my brother Ingenium would do. So prepare yourself, villain. I will not let you get past me." Six's ears seemed to perk up hearing the name Ingenium as an annoyed look came on his face. "So you're the little brother of the turbo hero Ingenium. Now I really have to kill you. Because of your brother back in the day, I had so much problems with the crawler." He remembered his brother telling him about an old vigilante turned hero. "Wait, you're Six, the guy that got killed? But how are you here? The whole rampage and your death was all over the news." Six was chuckling while being flattered that he was known about. "If it wasn't for my benefactor, I would be dead. They found a piece of my charred flesh, so that's how I survived. They allowed me to regrow back into my gorgeous self." Iida didn't like the answer as he was getting ready to charge at Six again. "Well, you're a monster, and I'm going to bring you to justice for all the lives that you ruined that day and for my classmate." Six got into a fighting stance. "And come at me, kid. I'll have fun tearing you apart." Iida charged at the man at full speed, but the moment he got within striking range, Six gave a few quick martial arts-like jabs to his torso, which broke the armor plate of Iida's hero costume. And before the boy could be sent flying, Six grabbed onto his leg and just slammed him into the dirt, proceeding to turn one of his arms into a sniper rifle. "Any last words, kid?" Iida spat out some blood because he was kinda gargling on it a bit as he looked up at Six with an evil glare. "I swear, if I survive this, I will hunt you down and finish you off myself." Six was surprised seeing that evil look in a hero in training, which made him smile as he backed off the boy. "I don't think I'm going to kill you. I feel like you're going to be good entertainment in the future, but I need to make it look good for the higher up." Iida was confused by that statement. "Wait, what are you about to?" Before anything else could be said, 5 gunshots go off as the bullets were lodged right inside of Iida's chest, one in his stomach and another one hitting his lower ribs but not going deep enough to puncture one of his organs near it. 2 of the remaining 5 bullets go into his left kneecap and the other one into his right kneecap. The last one is being fired in a place most men wish to never get shot in, his balls, which causes Iida to scream out in more agonizing pain than anything that's happened to him until he passes out in a puddle of his own blood. Six shivers a little bit, feeling bad about the last bullet. "Even though I don't think you'll believe me, I feel bad about that last bullet, but I need to get my anger out on you for what your brother did, so he knows how I feel." Tsuyu was horrified from what she was seeing on top of the building, believing that Iida was just killed. He wanted to break down into tears and scream, only for her to look down and see that Six was pointing at her. As he had a wicked smile going across his face, he started to make a slashing movement with his thumb across his throat, pointing at her. Tsuyu's eyes widened as she started to run away, leaping from building to building, trying to get closer to the plaza, not wanting to be here anymore, trying her best to get help, only for her to get bumped into by a blur that just appeared behind her. Hey, where do you think you're going? Don't you want to go check on your friend? Tsuyu had tears running down her cheeks, regretting even being here, knowing that no matter how far she leaped, there was no way she can get away from this man. Please, I have siblings at home. I don't want them to live with the burden of losing their older sister. Nick stood there on the building with her as he started to clean out the earwax that was in his ear like he didn't care. I missed the point where that's my problem. Tsuyu was shaken, not knowing what to do. Please, I'll do anything. I just want to go home to my family. I'll even stop being a hero, please. Nick thought about it for a second and wanted to test the girl. And what if I ask you to kill one of your classmates so you can live to go see your family again? Tsuyu thought about it for a second and realized that these people that she's going to class with are still total strangers, and she'd rather do anything for her siblings so they don't have to cry or worry about her. Can I at least choose who it is? A gunshot went off as a bullet plunged itself right into Tsuyu's womb as the girl fell over, holding her lower regions in pain, wondering what she did wrong as she looked up towards the guy, quivering. Why did you shoot me? Hicks walked over to her, disappointed as he was shaking his head. Because a hero is supposed to pick the choice that saves everyone's lives and sacrifices themselves. The fact that you were willing to kill one of your own classmates for your own selfish desire makes you no hero. And I should know I went down this path. It was a fun game back in the day until it led to my traumatic demise, but one day I'll get my revenge on the crawler. Tsuyu looked towards the dirt, knowing that this was going to be her end. There was nothing she could do. She knew that the man was faster, his attacks were stronger, and it felt like depression was sinking into her reality. If you're going to kill me, can I at least know something? Hicks stomped on her bullet wound as Tsuyu just screamed out from the pain. Sure, you can ask me anything. It's not like you can do anything with the information I'm about to tell you. But I'm going to shoot you in each one of your joints before you die. As long as you stay conscious, you can keep on asking questions. How does that sound? Tsuyu thought that this could be used as a proper delay mechanism, even if there was a chance she might not make it. A 1% chance is better than nothing. Fine, with my first question, I would like to know, why would you come back into the spotlight as a villain? You could have stayed hidden for the rest of your life and lived so much better than you did prior. Hicks rubbed his chin as he was putting some deep thought into this. Well, it's not like I wanted to get back into this again. I technically owe a debt to my benefactor for bringing me back to life, so I just have one of many jobs that I need to do until I'm free again. You spat out a little bit of blood as she was screaming because Six continued to rub his heel right over her bullet wound. But if your benefactor can't get a hold of you the moment you try to go further enough away, why not just run and do things your own way, a better way than you are doing now? Six shot Tsuyu in her left shoulder. It's because it's not that simple. The man that I'm talking about has influence all over the world, and he doesn't just bring people back to life for no good reason. So if he brought me back, it means that he needs me to do something, and he'll do everything in his power to make me do it. You could feel herself losing consciousness, not just from the pain, but from the blood loss. And why not just go straight to the heroes? Maybe they could have helped you. Sure, you would have spent some time in prison afterwards for what you did, but they might have just given you a slap on the wrist for assisting them taking down an even bigger threat. Hicks fired off another bullet, this time going into Tsuyu's right shoulder. Because I'm not willing to gamble with those who try to put me down first time. I'd as well go out my own way, and if these people can help me get back at the crawler, I'm willing to take that gamble. Tsuyu was starting to see black spots appear in her vision, knowing that this was the end, but her soul wanted to know one last question more than anything. You were our age, or when you were even fighting against the crawler, what did you really want to do with your life? Hicks frowned, not really wanting to think about that, especially since he was so close to the opportunity once and had it stolen from him so quickly. I truly wanted to be a hero. You felt rage in her heart and soul from hearing that answer. If you wanted to be a hero, then you must not know what that truly means, because you're the furthest thing from being one. You're just a sad man preying on the weak. Six didn't say anything to her as he just pointed his gun-like arm right at her head and let the bullet ring out, ending Tsuyu's life. I know, little girl, but there's nothing I can do about it now. Then cut away to the the outer ring of the USJ as Denki was hoping to maybe find an emergency exit on the wall near his area, but had no luck. He then charged up his lightning, trying his best to shoot it at the wall to make a hole big enough for him to get through, only for the electricity to more scorch the wall instead of actually pierce through it. God damn it, I need to get through the wall so I can get outside so I can send the message out to campus. I can't let all of my classmates' deaths be in vain. Six walked up behind Denki slowly with both of his hands in his pocket. I see, you must have a radio on you that can at least go a few hundred miles away. Fascinating. Denki got a chill going down his spine. How did you find me so quickly? Six appeared within the blink of an eye behind Denki, punching him right in the spine with monster-like strength, slamming him right through the wall of the USJ. Was your electric pulses trying to break through the wall, or was it a beacon saying to come kill me? Six saw that the boy wasn't moving as a part of his body was covered by the broken wall as blood was coming out of his mouth, not really caring that this game was over anymore. Because of the question from that dead frog girl, he ran off to go get further instructions from his higher-ups. After Six left, Denki slowly crawled out from underneath the rubble with his back in massive pain, not being able to feel his lower body. With his trembling hands, he tapped onto his headset as he could hear the radio receiver working. So Wes, if anyone can hear me, my name is Denki Kaminari. I'm a student of Class 1A in an off-campus vicinity known as the USJ. We are currently under attack by real villains, and I cannot fully confirm or deny, but some of my classmates have been killed. I don't even know if I'm going to survive my injuries. So I pray to anyone who can hear this message, please send help to save us and avenge those who are lost today. But that's where I'm going to leave it off this time, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode and enjoying your holidays. But with all that said, I'm out this time, guys. Bye.